marqué viva! 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 Nathalie Bolo marqué viva! 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 Gigi Nambe viva! Viva! Yo! Fina Bonne yo! Yo! Est-ce que le bal comme yo! Manda! Tout! Manda! Maïboué! Liberia! Maïboué! Reactionary Tennessee! Reactionary Tennessee! Reactionary Tennessee! Rudeness! Rudeness! Police brutality! Police brutality! Arresting of students! Arresting of students! Gangster paradise! Banana Republic! Banana Republic! Police administration! Police administration! Junta state! Junta state! Recklessness! Recklessness! Forward! MCSS students, forward! Forward for challenging them, forward! Forward! Motorcyclists, forward! Forward! Fight for your right, forward! Amanda! Down! Rebel command, down! TikTok police commander, down! Unpaid police, down! Amanda! Thank you, comrades. Distinguished comrades and friends, permit me to bring you one fraternal revolutionary felicitation and salutation from the full bench of the Revolutionary National Youth League of the Indomitable Mighty Congress for Democratic Change, by extension the Coalition for Democratic Change. Let me give you militants of the on-ground affairs, the militants of the ground forces, and combative revolutionary paratroopers. Rare salute for your resilience, rare salute for your gallantry, rare salute for your intestinal fortitude in struggling along the bottom of our great movement, the Revolutionary Indomitable Mighty Congress for Democratic Change, by extension the Coalition for Democratic Change. Also, comrades, it's important to also extend revolutionary greetings through the offices of the man who presides over the tripartite sections of our party, Comrade Chair Janga Agosoko, and the political leader of our movement, His Excellency President Jordan, we are presumptive President of the Republic of Broadcast 2029. Comrades and friends, members of the folk estates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Liberia is at a crossroad. The state is in the hands of anarchists. The state is in the hands of the junta leadership. The state is in the hands of old-fashioned Chewy party extension, Unity Party dynasty. The state is in the hands of hostile social forces who are anti the constitution, anti-peace, anti-democracy. The state is in the hands of agent provocateurs. Agent provocateurs. People who believe in retrogressing the fragile peace and security of our country. And people who believe in plunging the country's fragile democratic space to a stage of yesteryears that led to 14 years of brutal, devastating civil unrest in our country. But what is clear here, comrades, is that in the midst of this preponderance of contradictions, it is incumbent upon revolutionary people, people of the party, people of the struggle, people of the revolution, to emerge on the stage, to arrest the contradictions, place the argument in perspective, and lead the populous people movement into a logical conclusion. And that can only be done by no other entity, no other barometer, no other revolutionary progressive movement, other than Liberia's foremost grassroots democratic institution, the Revolutionary National Youth League of the Indomitable Mighty Congress for Democracy. And so on this pedestal, we say salute to Comrade Chairperson Emmanuel Mobile Johnson and all of the progressive forces, the Secretary General Jefferson Tamakochi, and the progressive forces on the bound of our great movement and institution. And we say this to you, comrades, that the arrogance of the Unity Party will be dealt with decisively. The Liberian people, in a determination and quest for a democratic state, put the lives down, 250,000 of them shed blood, they died. But while dying, they were confronting tyranny, looked in the faces of brutal dictatorships and dictators in our historical epoch and era. If you go back to the history, there have been no shortage of Liberian people confronting dictators with bare hands. The data against the Ku-Wor party, the people, the letters of Juan Nimlin. Juan Nimlin, we can remember very well, he struggled against the Ottoman kleptocracy and kakistocracy. The Ku-Wor party received agitation not only from Juan Nimlin, but including D12 and all the progressive forces at Abba Post and the emergence of the progressive class. Today we have multi-party democracy. We cannot risk multi-partyism to one hostile social group that is a reincarnation of the reactionary moribund lone-state conservatory party in the name of the Unity Party.
Long live, long live, long live, long live. Ideological progressives, long live.
Long live.
Oh, progressive forces, yo.
And so the people in 1980, April 12, after the elected Samendo came here, tried to bastardize the resources of the state and circumvent the Constitution, the people again moved one step in history. They reminded those that this country is a country of law, it's a country of the Constitution, it's a country of democracy. You cannot suspend the Constitution and institutionalize martial law that abrogates the fundamental constitutional inalienable democratic franchise of the broader masses of our people. And so reminded though after April 12, 1980. In the late 1997, the people again, when there's the emergence of a reckless gambler, a gangster par excellence, Mr. Charles Gange Taylor, who tried to obliterate the Constitution and outlaw most of the democratic tenets and precepts. The people again moved into history once more. And then witnessed the emergence of the last doctor of the Ku-Wor party, Ellen Joseph Saliv, and the backward status of the Unity Party emergence in 2004 and 2005 election. The people stood in a summer under the banner of the Indomitable Mighty Congress for Democratic Change. So, a reminder that the last doctor of the Ku-Wor party, that our ancestors, the forefathers, confronted your ancestors. And so we are now going to allow you to masquerade and parade with the cultural impunity. And so the populous people movement began to emerge from Dole community, Clarendon, Nukutown, from the 15 sub-political divisions, and they amalgamated conscious efforts and forces along the balance of the Indomitable Mighty Congress for Democratic Change. So, in the fight for social justice and academic freedom, the people showing were in the way not agitating the kingdom power to 2017, and later on gave the masses of people a sense and the meaning to democracy. They build schools, electricity, they declare free education. They uphold the fabric of our democracy. And after the people again in their democratic right chose a man that is been referred to in history as a historical mistake, whose ascendancy to the presidency is by historical accident, Wakai. And yet, are we today Congress? The masses of the people are now confronted with Joseph Imambaka, a movement of embarrassment and a wholesale contradiction to the motherland, wasted for the 2 years in government. Here are the contradictions, Congress. Follow me, members of the folk, as the distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to go through a press release that's been crafted and well written by the Revolutionary National Youth League of the Indemnity. Coalition for Democratic Change, Revolutionary National Youth League, banners compound, Tubman Boulevard, Combatant, and River Liberia. March 25th, 2025, press statement. CDC Youth League condemns Supreme Court's denial of motorcyclists' petition, stands in solidarity with MCSS students, and exposes NIMO's workers' meter report as a political cover-up. Fellow Liberians and members of the folk estate, militants and cadres of the Indomitable Martyr Congress for Democratic Change.
So,
the Revolutionary National Youth League of the Coalition for Democratic Change is disheartened by the recent Supreme Court ruling denying the petition filed by Solidarity and Trust for a New Day stand on behalf of motorcyclists and keke riders. This decision effectively upholds an unjust and oppressive ban that continues to suffocate the livelihoods of thousands of young Liberians who depend on these means of transportation to survive. The Revolutionary National Youth League of the Indomitable Martyr Congress for Democratic Change has opposed these restrictions on grounds that they constitute a deliberate economic assault on struggling Liberians who are simply trying to earn an honest living. The government's failure to review and lift these arbitrary bans, now supported by a disappointing judicial ruling, is a vivid exposure of systemic neglect of the rights and freedoms of our people under Joseph Human Bwaka, the reckless octogenarian. Fellow Liberians and members of the press, distinguished militants and cadres of the Indomitable Martyr Congress for Democratic Change. The Youth League want to call on the government to immediately reconsider the policy and take urgent stance or steps to reintegrate motorcyclists in the transportation network. We demand fair, regulated, and just conditions for their operations over this reactionary ban. We call for an end to targeted oppression of motorcyclists and keke riders across the landscape. The Revolutionary National Youth League of the Indomitable Martyr Congress for Democratic Change reaffirms its solidarity with the motorcyclists and support every action they will be taking in the coming days to seek redress of their grievances in demand for their rights and their freedom to movement. Furthermore, the Youth League expresses full solidarity with the students of the Morovia Consolidated School System, MCSS for short, who have been forced to protest due to teachers laying down their chalks over unpaid salaries. It is a disgrace that in a country where education is declared a priority, students are denied access to learning because the government cannot meet its basic obligation to educate us. This process is a proof of the Bwaka's administration's failure to prioritize education and youth development.
Forward, solidarity forces, forward.
The Revolutionary National Youth League of the Indomitable Martyr Congress for Democratic Change categorically condemns the police brutality being unleashed against these students, armless, struggling, economically dispossessed students from the masses of our people, and call for the immediate release of the over 7 students who were arrested, imprisoned, and incarcerated by the untrained, unenlightened barbarians masquerading under the banner of the Liberal National Police.
Yo, we need a student. Yo. The student that now was
the Youth League demands this government to ensure MCSS teachers receive their salaries immediately so that students can return to their classrooms. The Revolutionary National Youth League of the Indomitable Mighty Congress for Democratic Change already categorically rejects the deceptive Waka Mito report published by United Partisan Eli Jawo, one of the bar of Nimo, which distorts fulfillment of promised by the regime of this first year. This so-called assessment is nothing more than a political shield designed to protect Wakai from accountability. Fraught with many contradictions and deceptions, the report deliberately inflates government's achievements and ignores key failures. It also refuses to hold the UK regime responsible for the worsening economic and social conditions in Liberia, even when the current incompetent foreign minister will say, let's pray for Liberia, and he will say things are worse and things will continue to be worse under his administration.
Down. Prayer the economy is down. Everybody people down.
Fall. We are no Mr. Fall. We are no Mr. Fall.
Yo, fellow Liberians, these are the truths behind Nebos Waka Mito's report. Here are the truths. 1. Only 5 out of the 106 promises, which is 4%, have been completed. Unfortunately, a partisan of the United Party operating on the guise of Nibo and Itabu attempt to mask this failure by categorizing 80 promises as ongoing without providing any measurable benchmarks. 2. 17 promises remain not rated due to lack of data. This directly exposes the government's lack of transparency and accountability. 3. Major sectors like agriculture, education, health, and infrastructure remain in crisis, including being under-supported. But a partisan, Eli Jawo, who masquerades as covert operator on the banner of Nemo, reported that things are on a trajectory and things are making progress under the Waka's administration. Fellow Liberians, the Youth League of the CDC challenges Nemo to explain why.
Amanda! Papa must explain. Eli Jawo, you need to explain Moses. Justify 1.5K, get it. No, you are the man that UP operated. Yo. Luther, continue.
This UP operated will explain why his report fails to address key economic indicators, including the rising cost of living and inflation, which are leaving ordinary Liberians into abject poverty and destitution. He must explain to us why unemployment, which remain high for time around this administration with no serious job creation policies. 3, the reckless increase in government borrowing, which is pushing Liberia to financial instability. Amidst crisis in the health sector, teachers demonstrating, civil servant salaries are yet to be increased. This operator of the Unity Party will concoct a draconian law in an attempt to sacrifice the parochial interest of a gang of bosses.
Action narrative. Action narrative.
We refuse to accept this politically motivated deception. The Revolutionary National Youth League of the Intermittent Market Congress for Democratic Change calls for an independent audit of all so-called ongoing projects and demands a transparent and honest assessment of the Bouakat administration's first year performance. We call on NAMO and the Zora of the Unity Party through its operator Editano to stop the misinformation and propaganda and do the needful in 72 hours ultimatum to bring actuality, accountability, and transparency to civil society movement. The Indomitable Revolutionary National Youth League of the Mali Congress for Democratic Change is committed to exposing government failures and standing with the Liberian people all the time. We call on all Liberians to join us in rejecting deception and demand justice. Let us unite in holding this regime accountable so that it does not continue to wreak havoc on the nation and the masses of our people. We remain steadfast, we remain resilient, we question the yellow machines cannot get Mr. Following Minister and the $24.2 million United States dollars, and the Youth League will do everything to repair sanctity and to restore democratic order and the current political order and dispensation. Done and issued by the Revolutionary National Executive Committee under the banner of the National Youth League of the Indomitable Market Congress for Democratic Change. Thank you all so much.
Just release